Columnist and Gatestone Institute Senior Fellow Gordon Chang. He's an expert on China and is the author of The Great U.S.-China Tech War. Good morning, sir. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Mitch, and thank you so much.
Let me ask you, are these protests, are they loosening Xi's grip on power at all?
I think they eventually will, because they show that there is deep-seated resentment, anger, hatred, frustration across China. And we saw that manifested in those slogans people were saying, chanting down with Xi Jinping, down with the Communist Party. And that really means that this has become political and revolutionary very fast.
How does the safety of U.S. citizens are there? We're going to get to this State Department warning that was issued in just a bit. But how safe are U.S. citizens there? How safe are Chinese citizens, as whether or not they participate in these protests?
Well, first of all, even before these protests, I think that it was U.S. citizens should leave China because the country is not safe at all. We know that China takes hostages. They did that with the two Michaels, the Canadians. They've been actually doing that with Americans as well. So just in general, China is not safe. It's not stable, as we have seen this dramatically in the last over the weekend. And so it's important, I believe, for the State Department to be honest about this and to tell American citizens to leave the country.
Well, and the State Department has warned U.S. citizens in China to keep a 14-day supply of medications, to have bottled water, to have food, basically be ready to hunker down because of these crackdowns, the protesters, the lockdowns, the instability you mentioned. So that warning, you don't think it goes far enough, is what I'm hearing.
Yes, and also 2 weeks is not going to do it, because if things go wrong in China, where you do need water and food and medicine, this could be much longer than that. But the warning is inadequate. I mean, just from the fundamental point of view, that the American citizens just are not safe in China. No foreigner is safe in China right now. We have seen these protests in the past in Chinese history turn anti-foreigner. Xi Jinping, the Chinese ruler, has every incentive to try to direct anger away from his failed policies toward a foreign country. And when that happens, the U.S. is the #1 target.
Now, pivoting now from American safety over there, or really any foreign safety, there are reports that because of lockdowns and protests, farmers are being forced to destroy their crops. So how could this end up affecting the global food supply and eventually the American economy as well?
Well, the global food supply is fragile. You start with the Ukraine war and the blocking of shipments out of the Black Sea. That agreement between Ukraine and Russia to permit shipments is fragile. And also we've got problems with droughts and other things around the world. So this is certainly unwelcome. Everything is going to be affected. And I think that people around the world, regardless of what happens in China, should be worrying about food shortages, because the supply chains do look indeed subject to all sorts of risks.
And the global economy means we are all intertwined, whether we like it or not. That's Gordon Chang. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.